This is KGW News at Sunrise.
I just want to go back to my classroom. I want a fair contract, and I want to be back with my students.
That's a Portland public school teacher still on strike, which has now been going on for a week. Coming up, the latest on where negotiations stand.
And tonight, Republican presidential hopefuls face off right here live on NBC. Coming up this morning, a preview of that debate in Miami.
Plus, our KGW investigative team did some digging into the state of Portland's parks and public spaces. Ahead, how you can find out which spots in your neighborhood are on the wait list to get fixed up.
And Portland's Christmas tree is arriving later this morning, so that's exciting. Tis the season. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Drew is off this morning, but the rest of the gang's here. I heard you two talking, and you said it's foggy in more ways than one. You were talking about you're a little slow this morning.
Chris is running out the studio. He's like, Rod, the show's about to start. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Maybe it was the wine yesterday. I don't know.
We did have wine on the show yesterday, didn't we? We have fog blankets that have been kind of meandering around. You can see the low cloud cover just kind of nipping at the top of the cityscape from our Rose City camera. We have calm winds, 47 out at the airport right now. There's actually a bit of passing cloudiness up top. So the fog map is not overly impressive. It does currently show a big area of dense fog out around Troutdale, calm winds out into the gorge, and really that's about it. So maybe you'll find some fog on your way in, maybe you won't. It was really foggy in my neighborhood up in Clark County this morning. 48 degrees at noon, and then 52 at 5 p.m. Eventually this day it should show some sunshine for most of us. Here's Chris.
To be dry on the roads this morning, that's good. Let's take you down to Marion County. Got one trouble spot right now on the roads in the Salem area. I-5 northbound, ODOT dealing with a crash near Market Street. Obviously the traffic flow is still just fine with a really light volume out there. To Rod's point, patchy fog. This is the Sylvan Hill Highway 26 traffic volume pretty light there. I-5 south of town. This is near the 217 interchange again, rolling right along. So far, no major issues heading into town, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Well, the PPS teacher strike has been going on now for a week. The union and the district are continuing to negotiate, but there are certain issues neither side is willing to budge on. KGW's Thomas Schultz joins us live this morning outside Lincoln High School. And Thomas, there was something different about the bargaining session yesterday.
Well, Teachers Union President Angela Bonilla says for the first time in about 10 months, school board members were at the most recent bargaining session. This comes after Governor Tina Kotek pushed school board members to be more involved in negotiations last week. Lawmakers have said the school board should be in the room because they're responsible for the education of more than 40,000 students. Now, district officials say the two sides made some progress Tuesday around planning time for teachers, though not teacher wages or class sizes. The school district and union will continue to work on proposals today. There are no plans to meet right now, but the teachers union says it is available for continued bargaining with the school district. Now, for months, teachers have been looking for higher wages, more planning time, and smaller class sizes. On Tuesday, they rallied outside district headquarters and attended the first school board meeting since the strike began. There, Union President Angela Bonilla says the presence of school board members in negotiations led to a change.
Because of the board members at the bargaining table for the first time in about 10 months, I felt like we finally had a breakthrough at the table.
Now, school board members have disagreed with that characterization that they haven't been involved. Julia Brim Edwards tells us that they've been a part of these negotiations since the start, and Portland public officials, a spokesperson as well, has told us that it's actually the school board members who are directing the bargaining team on these negotiations and have been doing so as long as they've been going on for the past 10 months. Guys?
All right, Thomas, thank you for the update this morning. We do want to let you know, stay with KGW's continuing coverage of the Portland teachers strike. We will have the very latest on air, online, and on the KGW app.
Meantime, workers in Yamhill County are no longer on strike and will be heading back to work today. The union representing workers and the county reached a deal last night. The tentative agreement still has to be approved by union members and the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners. While we don't know the details yet, the union was asking for wage increases. The county says all services should return to normal operations.
We have some local election updates to share with you this morning. In Salem, residents voted on a proposal to tax wages. The money would help pay for city services, but preliminary results have that measure failing significantly, with 82% of the votes counted so far against the tax. There were also several school taxes up for a vote. A levy that would continue to fund the North Clackamas School District is so far on track to pass. But a bond to repair schools and increase safety in the Scappoose School District is failing. 73% of the early votes counted are against the proposal. To see results for races and ballot measures in your area, just check out the Secretary of State's website.
For elections to work, you need county clerks and election staff, but Oregon is having a hard time recruiting and retaining them. County clerks made their case to lawmakers in Salem yesterday, and here are some of their big takeaways. Staffing today is at or below levels from a decade ago, despite the increased demand. The pay and perception of the job are also the biggest barriers to both recruitment and retention. And clerks say they don't have time for training or workforce development.
Training is not just about learning the skills, it's about building an informal communications network among clerks. These informal networks are ways that clerks share their experiences, they support one another.
Clerks also had concerns about what they called a toxic political environment and their personal safety. They gave lawmakers a list of recommendations.
Right now, we want to give you a live look at Portland's living room, otherwise known as Pioneer Courthouse Square. A little later this morning, it's going to be transformed when the city's Christmas tree arrives at 10 a.m. So this is what that special delivery looked like last year. Stimson Lumber always donates the tree. They truck it in on a flatbed truck. Once again this year, that will be a 75-foot tall Douglas fir. So when the tree arrives on the bricks, it always draws a big crowd. And this morning, that includes Santa. So bring the kids, young and old. He's going to be handing out gift cards and treats on the bricks. Just a reminder, too, that they will light that tree up this year, the day after Thanksgiving, and KGW will carry it live.
Wow. Santa's going to be there today. You gotta bury the lead, my dear. Santa is going to be there.
Breaking news from the North Pole.
Yes.
Always fun.
All right, holiday season is coming. Here's a look at our satellite picture. The big story today is, minus the potential for some mist and some of the fog pockets around, we will be completely dry. All areas will see calm winds. There's a surface high that's kind of nestled up. You can see we actually have a little bit of cloudiness up top passing in addition to some fog pockets, but our next weather system's back here, and I'll show you tomorrow's rain timing coming up in just a moment. We've had fog kind of come and go over the city from the Wells Fargo vantage point. There you can see at least the cloud deck down low, 47 degrees and the calm winds. There are some chilly spots. Let's see here. Scappoose, good morning to you. Up Highway 30, 39 is your number. Down in Oregon City, it's 43. Most of us are in the 40s, 43 in Salem. In fact, 41 in Estacada and also 40 degrees out in Sheridan. Kind of typical temperatures for the first, what is today, November 8th, first days of November. 38 up in Astoria. Eugene's in the 30s. The Dow's 42. Again, light winds out in the gorge today. Bend is in the 20s. Baker City, and there's Burns down to 22 degrees this morning. So a typical November chill out the door. Here's Futurecast. This just loves a lot of sunshine today. It's going to depend on how much fog we end up with through the mid-morning hours, and then based on that, how soon we'll clear out of whatever fog we have, and then we would have sunshine coming. I do want to focus on tomorrow. So clouds come in overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. This is 9 a.m. If we stay fairly clear tonight, parts of the Willamette Valley could dip down to near 32 degrees if the clouds hold off. This shows they're in here fairly quickly in the morning. And then here comes our next bit of rain right around the noon hour into 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a solid rain band hitting the coast. Yesterday, Futurecast models showed this image, rain moving in around 2. Now almost all the data shows 4 o'clock. We should start to see the rain. So that's slowed up a little bit from what we showed you yesterday. That looks to be about 1/4 inch of a passing rain band into Thursday evening, and then just a few scattered showers behind that during the day on Friday. Looking for afternoon sunshine today. Temperatures in the 50s, 54 in Portland. We talked about tomorrow, the dry morning and the rain coming in later on. A few showers Friday. I don't have really any confidence of how much rain we're going to see or not see from the weekend on. I do think at this point Sunday will see more total rain than Saturday, but a lot of gray days coming up for sure. Back to you.
I like today, though. Thank you so much, Rod.